To your grocery bill, shoppers are already paying record high prices for beef, and now some are wondering if the return of the screwworm could push the prices even higher. The USDA confirmed at least 3 cases of the flesh-eating parasite in Texas cattle this week. Experts say that probably won't raise the beef prices right away, but if those cases turn into a bigger outbreak, shoppers could start seeing steady price increases at the grocery store. Beef prices are already at record highs because cattle herds are smaller right now. And Bitcoin